They need to add a third saying to this running saying. I know most of y'all have heard it before. Like they say, running is like a love-hate relationship. Either you love it or you hate it, or you love to hate it, or whatever the phrase is they come up with these days. I'm gonna go ahead and add a third one for all us over 40. Pain, love, hate, and pain. Because right now I think I'm going through the hate pain era because like I told you, I'm trying to run more and get myself in shape for this tough mother that I talked myself into. But I need to run more and get myself in shape so I can survive and don't die out there and embarrass all the old 40s in the world. Because that's how I feel like right now. If I don't achieve my goal, I would just embarrass the whole, everybody that's over 40 that ever came over 40, they're going to be embarrassed. And I'm not going to have that embarrassment on my back. So I'm make sure I'm do good. But yeah, it's a love, hate, pain relationship. But that's not what I came to talk about. As I realized that there's no good time to run because I'm trying to be a fair weather runner, and which I realized that it's either too hot, too cold, too windy, or it's freaking raining. So either one of those fours I'm gonna get. And I realize now that I try to outrun the sun. I know how it sounds. Okay, don't judge me. In my head, when I was tired thinking about it, I was thinking that I could outrun the sun. Um, as we all know, I failed that task. So you know how the sun just when it's up is up, as bright as everywhere. Unless it's nighttime, you're not outrunning the goddamn sun. But as I was trying to outrun the sun, I ran into a rainstorm. I don't even know how that happened. It's like it was bright and sunny. The next thing you know, bam, the rain came. But as I was running through that rainstorm and I was contemplating my life, I did have one good thought going through my mind in that time frame. And I don't know if that was before or after I lost my AirPod, because when you're running these days, you're gonna need music. I remember back when I was first growing up, you didn't have music when you ran, you just ran, and you sing a tune in your head, and hopefully it could get you motivated to go through. You just running silence. Now I realize I can't run without music because running silence, I don't even know how I ever did that. That sounds horrible these days. But when I was young, I can run in silence. But like I said, that was I ran the rainstorm, and I don't know if it was before. I'm gonna say during, because when I was profusely, I know I'm probably saying the word wrong, profusely sweating my ass off, the AirPod stayed in, and it didn't come out. But as soon as the water came to wash me clean, that's what I'm gonna say. Came to wash me clean. I'm gonna turn that into a positive thing. One of my AirPods fell out because it started raining. Normally rain goes up and down. Today or the day I was running, it decided to go sideways. So it's like I say, rain and wind. They team up that day to get me. So I realized that these weather phenomena are teaming up, to get me off my game. But I'm not going to be deterred, okay? Because I'm over 40, you're not going to take me out, okay? We're going to keep going. And that's my story. I'm sticking to it. But like I say, as I was running, I did have a good thought. So as I'm running through the rain, and within that weather of a rain, I thought I saw a Kool-Aid package. And I'm pretty sure I didn't, but I thought I did. Like the red triangle Kool-Aid packet that had Kool-Aid on the front, and it was bright red. So it probably just a red piece of candy wrapper or something like that. But in my mind, as I'm running to struggle to stay in the game, it looked like a Kool-Aid packet to me. Or I was just, living in the past of the nostalginess of, drinking Kool-Aid. And I remember as a young kid, Kool-Aid was the best thing ever. To me, it still is the best thing ever. All these little fancy drinks they got out today and stuff like that, the Mio. Okay, I can't bash the Mio. I actually like Mio, but I like the powder Kool-Aid. And the reason why I like the pot of Kool-Aid, because when you make the pot of Kool-Aid, you didn't. It was like a rule. You had to put half a bag of sugar in there. Your Kool-Aid had to be so sweet that when you taste it, it gave you instant diabetes. And I know I got it. All you health freaks out there, I know y'all killing me right now. But back when we were growing up, and I know y'all did it too. Don't I like that? We made Kool-Aid. We got a 2 gallon pitcher, one of the big extra large pitcher. That's all they, to my mind, that's all they sell me is 2 gallons. 2 gallons of a pitcher, okay? You put 2 packs of Kool-Aid in there, because you got to make it extra, red, okay? Because I don't even know what the red, I know red probably got a color, probably cherry or something, but we call it red. You put the little small 5 pound bags of sugar. You got to at least put 2 pounds of sugar in there. Okay, you got to measure it out. Back y'all these fancy measuring cups and stuff like that, going measuring stuff out. You don't need to measure sugar out. When you put a thing, it's a line at the bottom. You just fill it. You line the whole bottom and bring it about an inch, and that's enough sugar for now. Okay, and then you pour your half a gallon of water in it, because you don't got enough space for, not half a gallon, but you got enough space for 1.5 gallons. Now, but with the sugar and the Kool-Aid, and when you stir it up, you got to do a clockwise motion until you see the sugar goes and start rising to the top until it dissolves out, and then you're left with the goodness of the diabetes Kool-Aid that you can drink for 1 hour. That's how long the Kool-Aid lasts. And like I say, nostalgia, because I remember when I first tasted Kool-Aid. I don't remember the age, but I know I was young. And when I tasted, I thought that I have died and went to heaven, because that was the best thing. And at that point in my life, that was going on. And like I say, I still love Kool-Aid to the day. I don't know if y'all, they don't really sell Kool-Aid packets no more in the store. They do sell like the little small individual packets of like Propel, some other kind of drinks like tea and stuff. So they still do the little small skinny packets of powder that you could just pour in the water and shake it up so that. But it's not like the original, because you can't, make the original Kool-Aid and then go to something else, or have taste the original Kool-Aid and then go to something else and think that it's the same. So you got to be there to know what I'm talking about. And I would say, so for all you over 40s that had Kool-Aid in your life, go out there and get some Kool-Aid for one of your kids, because I got some for my kids, and when I made the Kool-Aid for them, they loved it. And also, I hooked them up on Tang. Now, they do still sell Tang in the store. I saw it in Walmart, and I picked up some about 2 weeks ago. It's gone. It lasts about 3 days in the house. And I think, I'm pretty sure it was just me. I know I didn't drink that whole thing of Tang by myself. I probably did. Man, I need to get my life together. But as I realized, like I say, when I run through this hurricane, like I saw the red thing of Kool-Aid. That reminded me of the nostalgia of the Kool-Aid thing and how delicious Kool-Aid was. And my parents back then thought they was slick. Well, I thought I was slick. They will make the Kool-Aid, right? And they'll give all us Kool-Aid and then tell us not to go back in the refrigerator and drink Kool-Aid. And like, how you gonna tell a child, or to deprive a child of that sweet nectar that they call Kool-Aid during that time frame in the 90s, And my father used to come out with his little Sharpie and, draw a line at where the Kool-Aid was last at before he go to bed. So as the smart kids that we were, me and my sister, we would sit there and do two things. Either we erase the line with some alcohol in a piece of paper with some napkins and stuff like that, and then draw a new line after we done got our Kool-Aid. Or we'll put water inside of the Kool-Aid. Now, the racing of the line was better because you didn't mess with the integrity of the Kool-Aid. All you did is, we drunk some. Now it was just a little less left than was before. But when you add water to the Kool-Aid package, you mess with the integrity of the package. You mess with the integrity of the Kool-Aid. So now the Kool-Aid is watered down. And then people gonna know what you did because now you messed up the precious balance of the Kool-Aid package powder versus the sugar and the water. So the balance is off. You can't add more water without adding more sugar and Kool-Aid. All three got to go together. And as a kid, we didn't realize that until like maybe a weekend, 2 weeks, maybe a month in. Okay, I say we were smart, but I think some ways we were dumb as shit too. But we figured it out, and we tried to first add just sugar. But the problem is those things are accounted for. I think my father was measuring the sugar at the end of the night, the sugar, like on a weighing scale thing, to make sure the right weight of sugar was still in there when he woke up in the morning, because he knew what we was doing. So we thought we were smart, but we found out later in life that he knew exactly what we was doing, and he thought it was hilarious to let us think that we didn't know what we was doing. But that was nostalgic to me about the Kool-Aid pack. So doing a weak moment, running in the goddamn from blazing heat, trying to escape the sun, to now I'm running to a goddamn rainstorm. When rain's supposed to just go up and down, it was going sideways. I saw the light, the hope of a Kool-Aid package in there. And I think that was a bigger sign to me actually seeing that Kool-Aid pack. Because like I say, I haven't seen Kool-Aid actual, the square packet in the store in forever. Unless I'm just not looking. I do see like little packet, little skinny little tabs. And y'all know what I'm talking about, little skinny things. You pull the Mio, the Mio's the little the squishy thing. But that's a form of Kool-Aid. But it's still not like regular Kool-Aid. We can make it diabetes. But they like little long, like a pixie stick. I know y'all know what pixie sticks is. Some of y'all might know what pixie sticks is. Some of y'all, if y'all under 30, y'all have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But that stuff is great. So that, and then like I said, going back to my story, like I said, I was running, saw the light of the Kool-Aid, red Kool-Aid package, and it gave me the energy to run through the storm. Because when I was at that time, I was like 2 miles from the house. And we both know when you run far from somewhere and you got to go back, going back is the hardest part. If I could run in a circle and make sure my circle bring me back to the way I need to go at, which I normally do, it works out. But sometimes you got to run, a couple miles out and turn around, take it back home. There was a turn around, take it back home day. And the Kool-Aid saved me. So whatever you have in your mind over 40s, that when you're running with this love, hate, and pain or hurt, whatever you want to call it, relationship, keep in mind that it's something from your past that is glorious and going to keep you moving forward as you're going through your struggles after 40. So revert back to the past and remember the good things. To me, that day, as I was running and trying not to die, it was red Kool-Aid. And it put a smile on my face when I remember that if you add the right sugar, water, Kool-Aid package, content into 1 2-gallon jug, it's going to be glorious. So this week, go out there and drink some Kool-Aid for old time's sakes. Until next time, thank you for rocking me. Keep up the suggestions. I love it. I love the topic suggestions, and I'm going to keep going.